Hello everybody, Bodo here, and today I'll bring you another Company Heroes 2 commentary. Back off holiday now, so I should hopefully be able to get a few more of these up, but I will probably be without internet again soon, so I'll try and get a few up before I do. This is a game on Angoville. Yeah, I think I got that right. I'm still struggling with the names. I'm against an OKW player called Naz, and so yeah, first off, I end up doing my usual build. I open up with one extra Tommy squad, and then I'll go into a Bren carrier. I sometimes differentiate at that depending on the map, but with this one, considering it's not as cut off by buildings, obviously you got this little cluster here, but then the whole left side's really open, so I can just make use of it. But I wanted to take this right side, obviously, because it's got the 2 victory points in it. And if I can lock it down, then I'll be golden. We'll see how this goes. He opens up with 2 Volks. And he hasn't decided where he wants to put his supply half-track just yet. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the Brits. I just keep... I haven't played much of the other factions since the Brits came out, because obviously they were my favourite in Co 1. I know they play a bit differently, but being British myself, I enjoy playing them, and obviously I got all the commanders for it. At the moment I'm running Vanguard, Special Weapons and Royal Engineers. I really like Vanguard, and that seems to be the most common one used at the moment. Obviously, here I try to get as far forward as I can to try and secure the houses, and so that he can't get my choke point. So I've just stuck these men in here. I sent another squad up the left because I didn't know which side he was going. So instead of fully committing to this side, because if I lose this side and I haven't got anything on the left, then I'm going to end up being behind on resources, and that's usually what happens to me on this map. I just struggle with it sometimes. So I thought, right, I'll just buy some time with this. I see I'm going to lose that, and I'm getting surrounded by all of his men. So I just pull my men out and run them back. I've lost 1 model, so it's going to cost me 35 manpower to replace him. Because obviously you have to be really careful with the Brits, because they're so expensive. I just like, if it looks too risky, then it's not worth trying it. Because him losing models isn't as bad as me losing models. But yeah, so I was trying to put down some sandbags when I'm capping, just so I've got something to defend behind if I encounter any enemy units. Yeah, after the first additional Tommy squad and the Bren, I go into the light machine gun. Now, fortunately, this is pointed the right way. I was going to point it this way, but it helps with these for now. And obviously these guys hurt up close, even though I'm in a building, they still shred. Now I'm just trying to buy as much time as I can at the moment. I'm not going to bother wasting my Bren carrier, because I can use that as a wasp later to deal with any possible blobs, or if he takes any of these houses to force them out. Unfortunately, I think I lose the Vickers here, so that's quite a loss for me, and now he's got me choked on this house. So instead of being stubborn and trying to force this side, I believe I capture everything on the left. But yeah, while it's sort of done down a bit, obviously he's securing the right side. He's going for a mechanised regiment, and he's got his fuel on, so obviously he wants a quick vehicle. So we'll see where he goes with that. I can't remember what he gets, but yeah, I'm trying to just do as much as I can here, because obviously these don't have much range, so it's forced them out of the house to deal with me. Again, I don't want to lose any more men, and there's no way I could beat them up close. I've managed to tech up to tier 2, and I've got some Royal Engineers coming out. See, I eventually sort of get to 3 Tommies, but again, it depends on the map. But I usually have more of a mix. Like I'll have a sniper, Vickers, 80 gun, 2 or 3 Royal Engineer squads, and that, just because Tommies are good, but they're really expensive. And the Royal Engineers are good up close. So obviously, if they charge the Tommies, you've got the Royal Engineers to shred the enemy. Obviously, they're not as good as Stern Pioneers, but they're cheaper as well, so you can be a bit more risky with them compared to Stern Pioneers. Now, he's got this whole right-hand side, but as I said, in case this happened, I've captured all the left. Now we can see he's still saving up his fuel for something, so he's obviously trying to, so his manpower doesn't pool up. He's spending it on extra Volks and Stern Pioneers. Because obviously Tommies are usually the main force, and they struggle against Stern Pioneers if they get rushed. Now I've got enough munitions for a Wasp, but I'm not in my own territory, so this, as you see, I back up here and then start upgrading it and then bring him back. If this house fight drags out much longer, then it'll be ready and it'll just flush him out with the flamethrowers. But he sees that he's going to lose it and he runs, so I was trying to get straight back in the house just in case he was going to pop back in there. These ones that have flanked, they've managed to take down the model, but I'm just charging them with my engineers now. So he's given up on this side, it seems, at least for now. I've forced 2 retreats and he's trying to capture the left hand side. Now I've got the Wasp. Yeah, and I've also bought a armor-piercing sniper. So I'm really enjoying the sniper play, because I'm used to playing factions that don't have snipers, like OKW and like Brits in the first one didn't have it, but I really like them, so I'm enjoying that. Depending on how I'm doing, I'll go one before the... I'll either go AT gun or sniper first, but it's usually... I think it's usually about 7 minutes before they can get any actual armour out, so I thought, right, I'll get the sniper out, because it's still a little bit of a light counter to early armour, and then I can get my AT gun. And also, as you see, I upgraded. It's usually the first ever squad that I start with, because they're weakened and I have to retreat them back. I'll upgrade them with a med pack. And then recently I've been mixing it up a bit. I'll either go with a second med pack if I have to keep retreating, or if I'm doing alright, I'll get a marker flare. This is called pyrotechnic supplies, because then it allows me to utilise the Brits' artillery platforms in their main base. And while it's a slow timer, what I'm using it for is either in a prolonged fight to force them to either come into me, into my line, and then it's a riskier retreat, or they'll have to back up. And another good thing is, like say for this right hand side, when I capture this area, I think I do it later, I'll throw a flare as I'm capturing, so it gives me time to set up behind the artillery. Unfortunately I lose my Wasp here because the Puma comes in, but he has done some decent damage on this side, and it's forced a lot of their infantry to the left hand side, which I'm not that bothered about. If he wants to decap the left, that's fine by me. At the moment I've got 2 fuel, so I've got a lot more income than him, even with his... Is it still on? Yeah, even with his conversion to fuel still enabled. Now, this is a bit riskier in case he hits the mines, but I thought I'll get it finished. He might not have seen it, he might have had on the main move, because it looks like he's controlling his Puma. But bringing them over. So I've got my AT gun on the hill ready, because obviously he can't sneak behind me here, so it gives me a good position to set up how I want. Fortunately, I went behind that house, but now it's reset, and there you go, I'm pinging away at it. So it'll force him back, or kill it. Oh, he's lucky there. Now, I have got my sniper somewhere. Yeah, I've got him at the back. I was hoping to capture this section, but even though it's there, he's not in it, so I'll just pull him out now. I'm on 3 Tommies now. Again, that's a bit dependent on how I'm playing and what he gets. But since I'm locking down this right-hand side, I think, right, I'll get some more Tommies because I can utilise the buildings. So he's decapping the whole left side now. I've got 2 victory points.
Looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
And yeah, it seems to just be a bit of a fight for ground at the moment. So I'll get back to this. I'm really enjoying the Special Weapons Regiment at the moment. Because the tank hunters can help. Like, I usually only get like 1 squad, because obviously they've got the boys anti-tank rifle, they've got heat grenades, and also they have tank sense, so you can, even though you can't see, if you're looking in the fog of war, you can't see them, on the minimap you can see a vehicle, and it's quite a decent range, so you can set up your AT guns if you have them on the front lines, you know, detecting the enemy. And the Vickers machine gun you get from the resupply half-track I find is really strong. I played a game which I'll do that and upload that in a minute. it just works so well. I'm really liking that, and it provides a lot of like Vanguard. While it doesn't have as good elite troops, because obviously you can get commandos and the officer from that. You can get you still get troops. You get a vehicle. You still get the good tank call in at the end, and then you've got Hold the Line, which is a mix of a buff for defensive units and an Air Force call in. And then you've got the concentrated barrage, so you've got a nice mix of everything in that doctrine. He's gone special operations, and you saw they used his infiltration grenades to do quite a lot of damage from men, so that's forced me back. That's going to cost me quite a bit of requisition. Before that, when I started talking about the doctrine, I managed to tech up to tier 3, so now I'm capable of using both 25-pounders, and I'm saving up for a vehicle of my choice. So he sets off his grenades here. I'm paying attention to it this time. Fortunately, I didn't see the other two, but they didn't do much damage. My sniper on the right is capping that, and he's picking off models. Now, as you can see, he still has more fuel than me at the moment because he's got the conversion on, which is fair enough, but that Puma's not really done much for him other than kill a bread character, which doesn't necessarily last that long into the game anyway. He's seriously trying to push this right hand side here now. Flank my men. I've got 2 Tommy squads at the main base, unfortunately. They're not coming up just yet. So I'll retreat these guys. I think my AT guns managed to pick that off, and I've managed to set up a Bofors on the top of the hill, which should cover this area all here. So he can't really get around and flank my AT gun. It covers this command point. It covers like the bushes here, so he can't get up back here. The only real thing I need to sort of worry about is this house, but if he caps that, I can just move up here, so I can move around it. It's not as much of a threat anymore because I'm set up on this hill. I think he's trying to do that now. He's trying to flank me, but I'm bringing in my other Tommy squads, and then I end up catching him. The reason I haven't retreated these engineers yet is because I got them to build the Bofors during the fight. I'm building a supply cache here. I end up cancelling it just in case he snipes it with this. I don't want to waste the munitions. But I don't want to waste the money. No, I'm not sure if that burns me or not. Yeah, obviously he wasn't expecting that. He's just got trapped between both of them. I think I'll start rebuilding that again in a minute. I'd like to capture this section, but it's a bit awkward. Run, sniper! Fortunately, he got out there so close to him getting wrecked. Now, if you can see the fog of war,
Damned enemies trying to
you
take
can
a
just
point
see that
from
because
us.
I've got the engineers in. I can actually see it. Gives added range for being in the building. He's just realised that that's up on this hill.
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
I've thrown a pyrotechnic here because I saw his blob coming in, and I want to hold this section, even if I've just got one of these one guys. And I'm hoping spread will hit them. Otherwise, it might feel they have to run because they've got no way back. Incendiary grenade is going to be a bit of a pain. And also, I used the barrage from my Bofors on this blob here. It's like, so that was suppressing and doing damage, and then I had a chance of him retreating into this artillery. So that was all pre-planned. Unfortunately, I've just lost the squad in the house. And I'm setting this to attack ground because it's just out of my actual range. But it's like, so it's weird. It's almost like out of its auto range, but it can still fire on it if you attack ground. I tried to charge it with these. I was hoping I could do a bit more damage than that, but it seemed to scare him off. He must have thought more was coming. I've got a new Vickers machine gun because I'm locking down this section. He's got still quite a bit of blob of men. I thought, right, I'll get a Vickers machine gun and I could set it up in one of the buildings. I'm not bothering with this left side. I want to lock down this right side because it's got all I need, and it's got both the victory points. And I don't really want to, as the Brits I find, you don't really want to be attacking into them. You want to defend, wait until you force them to retreat, then push up and then lock down. So that's what my plan is.
Enemy causing
Try and
trouble.
go, yeah. I did fire at the Stern Pioneers, thankfully then, because obviously they're more expensive and they're a smaller squad, but Oh, that was risky again.
A capture point is
I've
being
managed to get this
overrun.
building now. And I'm using the Bofors to fire at the men. He retreated 2 squads there, which I don't think he needed to. He's trying to cause a decap here. It's not actually a cut-off point, but it's still annoying. No, he's trying to capture this same, and as I told you, this Bofors defends that position. I don't know whether he's doing that to draw fire so he can fire at it with the Raketenwerfer, but the Vickers in that house has pinned it down, so it's not getting its shots off. That is taking quite a bit of damage here, but that's obviously, if it's not dead, he's coming off worse, because I can just repair it for free. Now, I pinched this Raketenwerfer because I've only got 1 AT gun at the moment, and I'd get a second one, and also it denies him the weapon, so I thought that was my reasoning for capturing it. Again, as you can see, I haven't retreated this 1 squad here, the 1-man squad. I need to pull him back a bit more, but the reason for this is I'm going to build a forward assembly on this hill behind the Bofors. And I've also got my anti-tank guns, so I'm just building up, like, basically my little, like, gun line or whatever. So I've got this for anti-infantry, and then I've got my AT guns to stop the tanks or anything from just rolling up and taking out my Bofors. So he's got his tier 1 out now. So he'll be able to heal his men, because before that he's obviously, any model that isn't killed, it's lost health, it can't really do much. Now he's setting up his Schur Panzer headquarters here. I think he's got it the wrong way. Like, he should have had the gun pointing this, like, down here. The reason for that is, while it has a 360-degree rotation, so it can hit everything in its view, it has to rotate. So it's best to place the truck pointing backwards so it doesn't have that time of rotation. So say if I come around here, he's got to wait for it to turn all the way and point down here before he can fire. While if he had it the other way, it'd just instantly start shooting at me. I managed to get these grenades off here. Unfortunately, I lose my HMG, but I don't want to lose this house, so I just put some more men in there. So as soon as I saw him running up to the house, I really should have backed out those the Vickers. But yeah, just timed the grenades then. He could have ran in and sort of pinched it as his grenades were going off. I've also thrown a smoke on the floor here. I think I tried to throw it behind there. But now if he wants that house, he's going to have to take artillery fire for it. See, that's what I'm liking about these arties now. As you can see, it plays with the British style where it's more of a defensive thing. It's for locking down a zone, so I don't want him to have this house without taking casualties. So now he'll have to, obviously you can see the amount of damage that it would have done to the men. I've gone defensive doctrine on this one just to give it a try, and also because I wanted that to be repaired and I didn't want to waste my engineers always being on it. And I was also thinking, if they take one of the buildings, I can use the anti-building flame mortar support to flush them out of the building. Now I've gone, on this one I've tried the Centaur AA cruiser. See, when I saw it in the Alpha I didn't think much of it because I even had it. A lot of people said it was really good, but whenever I saw it, it wasn't killing any squads. It kept hitting them and then they'd just retreat because obviously they're scared of it, but it wasn't doing, like, say, what a I forgot what they're called now, like Flak Panzer would do, you know, the German AA tank. But it's really effective. As you can see, that whole squad just got wiped there. They must have been quite low when they got in, even as a full squad. So my reasoning for getting this tank instead of like a full bore, like say Cromwell or something, is because I know he had quite a bit of a blob, and I haven't seen any other vehicles recently. And I thought I could risk it because I've got my AT gun and the Raketenwerfer in case he's got any vehicles. And he tries to sneak around with these Obers, but I had this stealth. So he went up here, didn't see him, and then my Bofors just picking them off.
Wireless intercept. They still have 300 points remaining.
It's risky going up at that, because while it's really good against men, for a tank it's quite fragile, so I'm just using this side blocker so he can't hit me with a Raketenwerfer. And even though I'm a two-man squad here, I'm trying to charge him with the engineers at the same time. And I want to push this support gun back before it starts peppering my bofers. But again, because I've gone defensive doctrine, I do have stand fast to keep it repairing without having any guys there, risking them getting shot. Unfortunately, they're getting shredded by these stern pioneers, so I do have to retreat. I think they get taken down, unfortunately. Yeah.
The units of engineers have been
I've got some
killed.
other engineers here. I'm not sure what they're doing. I think I placed them. Yeah, I've got a mine on this road as well, just in case he sent a vehicle down or he tries to get round this side. But yeah, as you can see, even though he's got 250 fuel, I'm not sure what he's going for. So you could get a Panzer IV, a Lux, a Panther. So I would have thought a Jag Panzer or a Panther are probably good at this time, because I haven't got loads of men, but he's got to deal with this Bofors and the Akak. And as you can see, I've just got enough money, so I'm getting a Cromwell out now to sort of counter the tanks, because I haven't seen anything really big. The Cromwell's still decent against men as well as vehicles, so I thought, right, I'll get a Cromwell out. I've got my anti-tank guns as well if it gets anything really heavy, and I should be fine. So my sniper's still alive. So that is pushing up. I've set this as my retreat point. The Bofors managed to pin them down with its barrage ability. That's forced a mass retreat. I don't think he really needed to retreat all of them, to be honest. But yeah, now I might be able to pick off this infantry support gun. So do start focusing it. But well, sniper.
There's a rather splendid Cromwell ready to go.
Ooh. Yeah, so I can't chase anymore because the base defences will get me. But as you can see, he's building. Is that a Panther? What's he building? I believe it's a Panther. Oh no, King Tiger. So that was the other thing he could have got, which I kind of wasn't prepared for. Well, I'm not that prepared for it. I could hold it off because I've got anti-tank guns. I've got Cromwell. The Centaur, I don't even think it can do anything with a rear armour hit though. So that's a bit useless. But I'm nicely locked down here. I do try and back this up. That's it, it's close enough so I can reinforce it now. Sniper's picking off men. Unfortunately, he's going to go down. They're not really paying. They're running right for this tank, so my engines managed to get some free shots off. But no, unfortunately, it looks like they're going to go down. Here comes its King Tiger. Fortunately, it misses because of that. It's on the downhill slope, so it hits the lip. So I'm backing up now. So I can just charge all my Cromwell. So now I'm heading up. Unfortunately, he's trying to point at the men. I'm fast as I can flank, but I get stuck on him, so he can get a shot off on me, which is decent damage. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it close, but not too close so that doesn't happen again, which it does. Unfortunately, I've still got to improve my tank control. Now he's got a racket and worker on me, so this is going to go down in a minute. Oh! But I'm getting bounced, unfortunately. I do try and I think, what can I do here? Because I haven't really got too much. If I could get an anti-tank platform, that'd be really good. But I don't know if I have time to set that up. But at least I've got this is decent anti-tank gun, 6-pounder, and I'm getting side shots on him. Unfortunately, I lose the Raketenwerfer, but he's taking a lot of damage for that, and that gives him second thoughts. He's like, oh, I don't know whether I should push in on this. So it gives me more time to prepare. I'm bringing my men back. Like, see, this is only 2 men, but obviously I've got this on the hill. I'd rather have them up here. I can reinforce them from up here. No, unfortunately, I didn't have that set, otherwise I would have ran to it.
Our supply line's broken.
It's about 5 squads, but unfortunately there's that Cromwell there. But I've still got my 6-pounder, and I'm getting a second one to hold this hill
An emplacement is
because
being
I haven't got
attacked.
enough fuel to get a decent tank there. I've thrown the flare so I can hold this section. I'm just staying right in their face at the moment because I know I can retreat to here
6-pounder
as soon as it
anti-tank
starts
gun finished.
firing. So there you go. And now this arty fire is keeping him at bay. I'll try to keep this AA back because he's trying to snipe it with his King Tiger here. There's no need for me to move forward because I've got 2 victory points locked down. I just need to hold my line here. You just stand fast, as you can see. It's repairing my Bofors without me having any engineers on it. I'm using my med kit to heal up my anti-tank gun, and I'm repairing it with my engineers.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Now I'm firing a barrage. I think I fired it over, over there to try and counter his IEG, but then I noticed he's trying to capture this point, so I just stopped the ability. Obviously it's a waste of a cooldown, but I need to hold this because I don't know how easy it'll be for me to take it back with that King Tiger about. He's backed up to his base to repair it now. There we go.
200 points.
Also lost quite a bit of men there, but so I've got this command point, this forward assembly on the hill, so I'm all right. Obviously that's got coordinated flare as well, so if they do charge it, I'm not in position. Obviously I've got my Bofors here. I could drop a flare here, try and hold. Now, since I can't move this forward because obviously that King Tiger's there, I've given it the command tank ability, and that gives me free spotting plane for a short period, so I can see where his men are coming, give vision for my Bofors. It gives a buff to all my men in the area and to my emplacements, I think. Yeah, command tank aura. So I just wanted the aura to help me lock down, because I'm not moving in with this, so there's no point in me wasting it just sitting around. I can give it the aura. Now I'm trying to recapture this, and then I think I end up throwing another flare. It's obviously a bit risk moving my men up here, but I can retreat on back to this point, so that's why I'm being a bit risky with it. I've got my 2 anti-tank guns setting up, and they're doing decent damage here. But come on, the Bofors just holding the men off. He's just decrewed it, but this is not going to be worth it, as you can see. Come on. Oh, there we go. To get one final shot off, and I've still got a tank. He lost a lot of men just to try and take out that Beaufort position. He should have done that a lot earlier with King Tiger. Now as you can see, I'm getting the racket in work in case he gets another vehicle. I'm backing up, and that's GG. So yeah, the Royal Engineer really helped me on this section because it means I had more men on the field. I didn't have engineers just wasting time repairing this Bofors emplacements. We did so much work holding down this section. He could have gone around here and tried to decap these sections really, but with this Akak around, I could have just moved it down and killed all his men off, or brought some more men down. I believe because I was locking it down. Did I get any? Yeah, I did research the weapon racks and bolstered my infantry so that I can get 5-man squads to hold a bit better and be more aggressive if I wanted to. I've got this forward assembly, so if I wanted, I could have got Brens and Piats on my men. But at the time, I was just a bit more focused about holding the line against all the men. But to be fair, I should have got some Brens on it. I had the munitions. But yeah, I managed to win on Angoville, which is good because like I said, I really struggle on this map. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I appreciate a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. But until next time, I hope everyone has a good life, essentially. Alright, laters.